Tess. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the prehistoric world to bust some major myths about dinosaurs. We all grew up watching movies and reading books about these incredible creatures, but it turns out, a lot of what we think we know is just plain wrong. So, grab your fossil brush, because we're about to uncover the truth behind 13 dinosaur myths you probably still believe. First up, the big one. T-Rex had tiny, useless arms. We've all seen the jokes and memes, right? The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex struggling to clap or make a bed. But the reality is, T-Rex's arms were anything but useless. These things were over 3 feet long and packed with muscle. Scientists estimate each arm could lift over 400 pounds. So, while they might look small compared to its massive body, they were powerful weapons, likely used to hold struggling prey close. Not so funny now, huh? Myth number 2. All dinosaurs were giant, scaly monsters. 4. When you think dinosaur, you probably picture a huge, green, lizard-like beast. But the fossil record tells a much more diverse story. Dinosaurs came in all shapes and sizes. The Microraptor, for example, was about the size of a pigeon. And about the scales. Well, that brings us to our next myth. Recent discoveries have shown that many dinosaurs, especially theropods like the T-Rex and Velociraptor, were covered in feathers. From simple fuzzy coatings to full-blown plumage, feathers were common. They were likely used for insulation, display, and maybe even gliding or flight in smaller species. So, a lot of dinosaurs looked more like giant, scary birds than lizards. Speaking of velociraptors, myth number 3 is that they were the human-sized, super-intelligent pack hunters we saw in Jurassic Park. I hate to break it to you, but the movie got this one very wrong. Real velociraptors were about the size of a turkey, and they were definitely not as smart as a primate. While they were clever predators, they weren't opening doors. The whole pack hunting idea. There's actually very little fossil evidence to support it. It's possible, but not the proven fact we often assume it is. The raptors in the movie were actually based on a larger relative called Deinonychus. Myth number 4. Dinosaurs and humans coexisted. You might see this in cartoons or old movies, with cavemen riding dinosaurs. But nope, not even close. The last non-avian dinosaurs died out about 66 million years ago. The very first of our human-like ancestors didn't appear until about 6 to 7 million years ago. That's a gap of roughly 60 million years. To put that in perspective, the time separating T-Rex from Stegosaurus is longer than the time separating T-Rex from us. Let's talk about the Brontosaurus, our 5th myth. Many of us grew up with this name, but for a long time, scientists said it never existed. The story goes that in the late 1800s, during the Bone Wars, a paleontologist found a skeleton and named it a Pansy. Later found another one, thought it was a new species, and called it Brontosaurus. It was later discovered to be just an adult Apatosaurus. So, for over a century, Brontosaurus was officially off the books. But here's a fun twist. In 2015, a new, massive study re-examined the fossils and concluded that the original Brontosaurus was different enough to be its own genus after all. So, this is a myth that was true, but is now, a myth again. Science is complicated. Myth number 6. Dinosaurs were all slow, lumbering creatures. This image comes from early interpretations of their fossils, picturing them as cold-blooded and sluggish, like modern reptiles. But modern studies of their bone structure and trackways tell a different story. Many dinosaurs were fast and agile. Some small dinosaurs could run as fast as an ostrich. Even some of the big guys, like the hadrosaurs, could probably outrun a human easily. They weren't just dragging their tails around. They were dynamic, active animals. On to myth number 7. All dinosaurs are extinct. This sounds crazy, right? But technically, it's false. One lineage of dinosaurs survived the Great Extinction Event, 66 million years ago. They evolved over millions of years into birds. That's right. Every bird you see today, from a sparrow to an eagle, is a living dinosaur. So next time a pigeon tries to steal your lunch, remember you're being hassled by a tiny, feathered theropod. Myth number 8. The T-Rex could only see moving objects. Another Jurassic Park classic. D. The famous scene where Dr. Grant says, "Don't move." Its vision is based on movement. It makes for great movie tension, but it's pure fiction. By studying T-Rex's skull, scientists have determined it had excellent vision. Its eyes were forward-facing, giving it great depth perception, just like a hawk or an eagle. It would have had no trouble spotting a delicious, motionless paleontologist standing right in front of it. It also had a fantastic sense of smell. So really, there was no hiding from a myth. Number 9. Dinosaurs were bad parents. We often picture dinosaurs laying their eggs and then just abandoning them to fate. But fossil evidence suggests otherwise. We've found fossils of dinosaurs, like Maiasaura, whose name means good mother lizard, in nesting colonies, suggesting they cared for their young in groups. We've even found fossils of adult dinosaurs sitting on nests, protecting their eggs, a behavior called brooding, just like modern birds. Let's bust. Myth number 10. Dimetrodon was a dinosaur. You've probably seen this animal in toy sets. It's the one with the big sail on its back. Everyone thinks it's a dinosaur, but it's not. Dimetrodon is actually a synapsid, which means it's more closely related to mammals and us than it is to any dinosaur. It lived during the Permian period, about 40 million years before the first true dinosaurs even appeared. So, it missed the entire dinosaur party. Myth number 11. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard day. This is a classic bit of trivia, but it's a slight mistranslation. The scientist Richard Owen, who coined the term dinosauria in 1842, used the Greek words dinos and saurus. While dinos can mean terrible, it can also mean fearfully great or awe-inspiring. Given the massive size of the fossils he was studying, it's more likely he meant awe-inspiring lizard, not that they were just objectively terrible. Time for myth number 12. All big prehistoric reptiles were dinosaurs. This is a common misconception, too. The flying reptiles, like pterodactyl and pteranodon, were not dinosaurs. They were pterosaurs, a separate but related group. The same goes for the giant marine reptiles. Plesiosaurs, mosasaurs, and ichthyosaurs that ruled the ancient seas were not dinosaurs either. To be a dinosaur, an animal has to have a specific hip structure and lived on land. So, no swimming or flying dinosaurs, unless you count birds. And finally, myth number 13. We know what color dinosaurs were, diths. Despite all the colorful illustrations in books and movies, we have very little idea what colors most dinosaurs actually were. Skin and feathers rarely fossilize. However, there have been some incredible recent discoveries where fossilized pigment cells, called melanosomes, have been found in fossilized feathers. This has allowed scientists to reconstruct the true colors and patterns of a few species, like a small feathered dinosaur called Sinosauropteryx, which had a reddish-brown body with a striped tail. But, for the vast majority, their color remains a complete mystery. So there you have it. 13 dinosaur myths, officially busted. The real world of dinosaurs is so much more fascinating and complex than the movies let on. From feathered giants to caring parents, these creatures continue to surprise us. What other dino myths have you heard? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more myth-busting adventures. See you in the next video.